and stigmatized Ashley. This poor child, you know, Ashley kind of throws me for a loop because on one hand, in the previous episode, she says how she was engaged twice, they cheated, and cheating is a no-no. She won't tolerate that. But then here comes Jay laying down strong mandingo pipe apparently, and she's willing to forgive and forget, and it's out of sight, out of mind, as long as it's over there. She said if Jesus Christ himself came down and told her that he was cheating, she wouldn't go nowhere. So, from my standpoint, it's like, hey, you get what you get. Now, here's my problem: it feels like a Molly and Louise situation. Like, you know what you're getting up front. This is who he is. He's a child. She can say, oh, he's so mature. Every time I see the man, he's grinding on the floor. He's talking about tattooing somebody's nipples, flipping and splits, and nothing about this child says mature. Oh, and then he's bragged about how he, when he was 8 years old is when he lost his virginity. That's called sexual molestation. You were molested. You are a victim of sexual assault. You are 8 years old. You do not have the right or the capacity to consent to sex at 8 years old. So whoever this was, I don't know if it's he never revealed who it was with, but he bragged about it as if it gets him some extra player points. It doesn't. It makes me sad for you as a male that males are put in a position where they feel like males, they aren't victims of sexual assault. No, you were a victim of sexual assault, and I hope and you can see that in how he's very hypersexual. Everything about him is hypersexual. Usually with people who have been victims of sexual assault, you can see one or two things. They can become hypersexual, or they can kind of pull into themselves. So there's Jay, and then you have so they're over in Jamaica, and he's picking her up from the airport. Of course, he's late, which would have drove me fucking crazy. Don't be late picking me up from the airport. I've had that happen before, and it pissed me the fuck off. So don't pick somebody up late from the airport. You knew she was coming. Pick her up on time. So they get to the hotel room, and he has these rose petals on the bed, and some look like off-brand champagne. And he's talking about how he's nervous for the visa process. He doesn't want them to feel like he's coming to the United States for the wrong reasons and different things like that. And she says, well, I know he's coming for the right reasons because, he's had opportunities to do this before, and, he never took it. Yeah, he had an opportunity with his dad's girlfriend, which for me is another issue. How old was this woman, and how old were you when you were dating your dad's girlfriend? You were having sex with your dad's girlfriend, and she's over in Florida, and you're using her for money. Pretty much, he's admitted to using women for money. So, I mean, as a 30-year-old woman, I'm thinking, Ashley, like, wake up. Just because you think you're young, blonde, and pretty, doesn't mean you can't be played too. So stop feeling like you're exempt. This guy has admitted to being a person who will abuse women and mistreat them to get what he wants. I don't understand. He does do well in his interview, and he's going to get the visa. So I guess we'll be looking forward to Jay and his beautiful ass coming to America pretty soon. We also see, Eric and Lita. And she is not happy with this little B&B that he had rented out for her and her family to stay when they come. She's just looking at it like, what type of poor people shit is this? Okay. But anyway, meanwhile, she probably, I don't know. Lita's story confuses me, because if she has all of this money and all this access to maids and valets and different things and cars, why the hell is she coming to America? What is she getting out of this deal? Why did she respond to that desperate ass ad that he posted online? Something about her story is not adding up. Not only that, not only are you leaving Indonesia, but you're also removing your son from the only family that he's ever known. You're removing him from his environment and causing him to have to learn all over again. So something about that story is not adding up. She also makes me feel like I felt when I used to watch Annie. Annie drove me crazy. I know there are people out there that love Annie, but Annie drove me crazy. Now it's another season. I felt bad for Annie because she came over here with this man who couldn't do anything and didn't want to get out there and work. That goes back to that whole immigrants are taking our job conversation. His ass didn't want to work, okay? Oh, I can't do that. You and your wife are poor and homeless. You will get your ass out here and work. So anyway, back to Lita. So he's Eric's up in the morning and he's cooking an American breakfast. He's making breakfast burritos for them. And she's like, oh, American breakfast. I sure miss chicken porridge. And he's like, ain't no damn chicken porridge here. You're going to get you some bacon and some eggs, put it in a fucking burrito and keep it moving. So she goes, I never cooked before. Why don't you just get a maid? Lita, this man was sharing an apartment with his 19-year-old daughter who was paying half the bills, okay? This man cannot afford a maid. I don't know what people have in their mind when they think of Americans that, oh, we're just over here rich and flossing and having a good ass time. No, we have to work, okay? Most of us, we're not that top little percent that got the money that could just sit at home and have maids. We have to work. Regular middle class folk, we have to work. So no, this man does not have a maid. And Lita, I'm sorry. Did you not know that that's going to be your task when you get here? Did you not know that while he's out working until you can get your work visa, that you're going to be the one that's going to be cleaning the house? You're going to be the one that's cooking the meals? Who the hell you thought was going to be preparing meals for your child? You are going to have to step up and be a mother. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to cook. You're going to have to learn to clean. Not saying that a mother's job is only to do those things, but I'm saying she's going to be the one there taking care of her child because he's going to be at work. So I'm a little confused about what her expectations were when she got here. And then her sister was saying that if the family got here and they didn't like him, pretty much they weren't going to allow her to stay. I'm like, allow? How old is she? She's a fucking adult, right? How old is she? Because they keep saying she's a couple years older than his child, but they never specifically say her age. And she's this 5-year-old, and she was married before. So I'm trying to get all the details for Lita. But yeah, I feel like Lita's gonna rub me the wrong way. She already threw me off with the whole she didn't want him paying child support thing. I get it. Y'all don't do it in Indonesia, but we do it here. So a part of, yes, you want. When you're getting into a relationship with somebody from another country, yes, you want them to acknowledge your culture, your values, and things like that. But you also got to understand the culture here as well. It goes both ways. There's going to have to be some understanding. And his bitch ass sitting there bringing it up to the ex-wife because he pretty much wanted her to say, "Oh no, I'll get rid of the child support order so you can take care of your new family." Nah, fuck that. This child right here still needs to be taken care of. This is your child. You're going to take care of your child. It's not just one person. I didn't make this damn baby by myself. It's got this shit all the way fucked up. I don't understand.